Deanna, shackelford. I just seen one of your messages. A hero cookie? What the hell is that? Get this through your head, woman. These kids said this in a video. These kids were saying a lot about how they did not feel safe, that their mom was using Wi Fi, which would make sense with my kids. They love playing their games. They normally had to do their chores and get their homework done, even here, before they were allowed. But see, I know your niece better than you. I know her better than her own mother. I know exactly what she will do. See, that's what happens when you're with somebody for, a long period of time. Um, I've spent more time with your niece than any one of you ever have. And if you all care so much about your niece, how come you didn't care that she was running around doing what she was doing for Mary? What, you didn't know Mary was using pills to get your niece to do what she wanted with older men to bring in money? Do you know that your niece cried and begged for me to take her away from that life? Even though secretly behind my back she was still doing it. So, see, that's called a gold digging con artist from the beginning. You said, "Oh, you're such a gentleman." Yeah, I am, to actual ladies. You all ain't no ladies. Here we go with this witchcraft manipulation bullshit. That's exactly what that is. And if you think it's going to work on me, it's not. Wow. No wonder Tiff's so fucked up. Look at her family. Tell me something, Deanna Shackelford. Where were you? Oh, yeah, she told you that night that I met you when I was with Tony at Steven's party with Dale. Yep, that's where they took me. Yeah, see, I don't party and do all that stuff. They do. Even then, they did. She was dating someone else and sneaking off with a dude named Ricky and another guy she snuck off with after doing keg stands. But you're her aunt, right? And you were there. Wow. So you let your niece do all that? Okay. So are you responsible for the reason why she had a lung collapse from huffing and doing drugs? Because you really don't want to go head to head with me on facts. Because I guarantee you, you'll run your mouth and you won't have anything to back them up. But I will. Every damn thing I'm saying, I have proof to. Tell you what, how about we do a drug test? A spinal tap tells you all the drugs you've ever done in your whole life. How about me and you do one of those? Yeah, I bet you won't show for that either. So women are allowed to kidnap kids, take their lives. Bullshit, people. And you protect that? Hilarious. You forgot something. These aren't your fucking kids. You didn't spend every day with them. You didn't cut their umbilical cord. You didn't break your back raising them. You didn't watch their mother blow every fucking opportunity deliberately because she suffers from a mental disability that she was never properly treated for ever, including me trying to get her help for it. You want to sit here and talk about a gentleman, you don't know what a gentleman is. But I bet you honor the military, don't you? I bet you think they're a bunch of gentlemen, don't you? Pretty funny. Their attitude's worse than mine, and they kill people for elites and government, not you. Peace? Really? When the fuck have you ever laid your head down in peace without being on a drug or alcohol? Right. Nah, I don't get on them like that because a lot of them go in for the right reasons. They just get given the wrong orders and they get turned into something they don't realize. Yeah, I know all about it. More than you think I do. So tell me in the comments, whatever you want to do, what exactly do you know about me other than what was hearsay from your so called niece? See, Tiffany did show a lot of good qualities. That's the only reason why she ended up getting my attention after Jen flipped out and did what she did. And it was over Tiffany why she did that. And Tiffany can run her mouth all she wants. She knows damn well she didn't have a chance. She tried her ass off to get me to date her, and she fucking knows it. So you can think what you want. Everybody else can think what they want. I, Tiffany, those children, David, and Mary know the truth. So how come Tony was going to go to court against Tiffany because of the stuff that was going on? How come Kirsten and Talon were too? Uh huh. Pretty ironic they can't speak now, can they? See, I wasn't putting up false reports just trying to give her a bad reputation. I wasn't attacking her life. I was doing everything to make sure she was working and getting time to herself to go out. There was plenty of times I still had the text messages where we were broke up and she would drop the kids off so she could go out on dates. Right. I'm a blue collar worker. You know how much work I have to squeeze in to make sure I'm home to do that for her? Yeah, I bet you don't. See, Aunt D, before you open your mouth about somebody, you should really know them. Because I can back every single fucking thing that I say up, including the fact of when I worked with my uncle as a subcontractor. I was in his van late at night coming home, and there was times I would talk to her on the phone while he was inside of a strip club or a bar. Did I go in? No. You want to check the cameras from those dates? You can go right ahead. I never entered those establishments. I never drank. I never watched girls dance naked. Nobody ever got any of my fucking money except for Wawa, maybe for gas. I went straight the fuck home, split my fucking check right down the middle with your niece, paid for a college that she wasn't going to, along with a lot of other bullshit shit that she set up to get money out of me. I made plenty of money that year and she got half of it. She did not pay one goddamn bill. And I don't want to hear your mouth about that either. She wasn't working at all. I was working 120 hours a week. I wasn't giving her any lip. We weren't fighting about nothing. Even her not doing a damn thing for the kids or the house. At first, I believed she had had a busy day. There's no way she had that busy of a day for years straight. I would come home, clean the house up, cook my own damn meal without fussing or fighting with her at all. Yes, I have that on camera as well. The peace orders she put in were false. Even the kids on camera state that that was false. She used it to get housing. Then, hey, she already got it. Why not use it to further it? When all it was a peace order that I kept in place, even though I could have put her ass away for false reports right there. Once again, catch 22 where she benefits off of words. Do you know what a judge will tell you when you accept a peace order? There is no admission of guilt. This protects both of you, which is a lie, by the way, because when a cop sees that, he automatically believes that you did whatever that peace order says. I didn't know that. Found that out the hard way. Your niece was never abused, ever. Not once. The only person that ever abused her was her own mother, and I actually put a stop to that. I'm the one that made it to where she wasn't anemic. She was actually on the medicine she was supposed to, and every once in a while, she would actually do what she was supposed to do. Other than that, I picked up the slack and took care of the kids, all while trying to get her to act right. And all it did was have everything pointed at me. Keeping her ass out of trouble and making her the parent she begged to be is my fault? How the fuck is that? You expect me to be nice? I have 3 children and a best friend that was my age that I went to school with since middle school in the fucking ground over 2 lazy ass women. Just because you share the same gender doesn't mean that they are right and that I am just blowing smoke. There's no fucking way in this life that I would ever make up a story like this. Not for you, not for anybody else. You know how hard it is to get custody of a child away from a mother, and I did it twice to Jen. She ran across state line illegally kidnapping that child. Everything that child went through from one through her whole life was her mother's fault. I had her with me for maybe a year, year and a half, maybe 3 years out of her whole life, give or take. All of that, Tiffany was with me. You really think she's going to tell the truth? She's not, especially with the predicament she's in. Pretty funny, we were broke up and she was using the truth to be all love bombing just to rope me into another scenario that she could lie about. Pretty funny, the dude that robbed her blind, that she let stay in her car, did she ever press charges on him? No. Oh, but I get false charges and false reports. Right. Because she knew she was going to end up in trouble. Fuck out of here. Bought this girl 4 vehicles. She blew them all up. I'm just so done with fucking females. It ain't even funny. I am so tired of them doing this shit all the time. I can do my own maintenance. I can do this. I can do that. They can't do it. They blow shit up. Then everybody looks at you like, well, why didn't you do it? She wanted to do it. She told me not to do it, that she could do it. Yes, I seen multiple times that she couldn't. I've tried to teach her. Yes, she has supposedly learned automotives off her uncle. Apparently not. That's not the only problems. There was other things. She was dealt with very, very well. She was handled the way she should have been. It wasn't my fault that her mother taught her to try and beat men to get her way or to try and cover up what she's done. Did I ever hit her for that? No. She got wrapped up and told to knock it off. Did I ever press charges on her? No. I came home from work. She was mad because she got caught with my cousin in her house, half naked. I told her very calmly, without yelling or screaming, with her pouting on the couch, that I was packing my stuff and going to my mother's. My 3-year-old son clung to my leg. My daughter Kirsten started crying, and my baby Talon would not let me leave that house. And I told her, you are upset. You need time to think. I'm going to my mom's. They're going to come with me. I'll bring them back. That wasn't a ploy to hurt her. That wasn't a ploy to steal the kids. They were upset. They wanted to come with their dad. I took them with me. With her permission, even though I didn't need it. What does she do? She calls the state police and says I kidnapped my kids. Did the state police believe them? No. I told him exactly where we were going, what was going on, and that me and her discussed this before I left. He said, you better be there. I said, I will. And that's exactly where I was. Is what I mean. She gives you all a totally different story and reality from what happened. This is no different, and I have every right to defend me and my children. I was right there. I was the one driving her to the hospitals. I was the one taking care of Mary and David right there. She was sitting in a recliner, taking it easy, like, I mean, seriously? All because she showed up to a visit that I had on camera without a car. She tried to put a situation against me and David up. The judge didn't even believe it. He said, in case I'm wrong, I'm giving you 2 months, and David needs to hang out with you. And I said, no, if you're giving us 2 months, then me and him are taking those 2 months to take a break. In the midst of that 2 month break that his dad decided to do because of them lying, I have everything on video, like I said. He was never touched. He didn't have any marks. He was scared to go with his mother. She lied about a fight that supposedly me and her got into that she used Nikki to get out of, which is a bunch of bullshit. I have that on camera. There is no fight. There is no Nikki. And I end up taking Talon and Nolan with me. Right. If we got into a fight, there's no way they're coming with me. See, this is why she tried to act like everything was cool and she doesn't really feel that she wants to meet at the police station anymore. No, it was because your mom was giving you a problem with the car. You two were fighting. You already wrecked three other vehicles, and now you don't have one. So now you're going to try and play cool and friendly. So I come over to your house so you're not in front of cops. And then you try this shit. Yeah. I have every fucking right to be mad. Every right. I don't know why you women have kids and then think that dads just don't matter. Yes, the fuck they do. Maybe the piece of shit males that you met didn't, but I assure you, I fucking do. And you don't get to decide that. Sorry, you were nowhere around. And why the hell would I take the fucking advice from somebody that did nothing but drink and do drugs her whole fucking life? Your delusional reality is way worse than a normal person's delusional reality. And we all know this is what females do. You think it, therefore it is. This is why you have so many fucking issues with life. Doesn't always work that way. You know why guys know that? Because they know engineering and architecture. That's where a lot of the fighting comes in. And between architecture, engineering, which is architecture drawing it up and thinking it, engineering, putting it into a kit, then you have the guys on site, which would be the construction workers and the other blue collars. Now that's actually putting it together on site. Sometimes you got engineers and architects there to walk you through it because it has to be critiqued from the mind to the physical kit to the being a physical thing. Yeah. That means just because you think it doesn't mean that's the way it works. Yes, you women seem to have a very, very big issue with that. You making fun of women? No, I'm speaking facts. Everybody fucking knows it. Their girl math bullshit. They know. They gotta know that's stupid. I think they're just playing dumb. They have to. With that one, anyway. With the other ones, trust me, I've been present for some of that stuff. Either they're really good at playing dumb or they were actually stupid and didn't know. Like this wage gap thing y'all thought of. Oh, they get more per hour than us because they're men. Does that even make sense business wise? Right. If all women made less an hour just because they're women, companies would be hiring all women. Dumbass. Not only that, we go through the real math of it. We break it all down and find out you guys take off work a lot. You guys take off for sick days a lot. You guys want to go to dance recitals. You guys don't feel like working. You guys get very mouthy. You know, you leave work early. You show up late. Well, men do that too. Not in the same percentage as you women do, obviously. That's why it showed a difference for her. And obviously, it's a significant difference enough to where it affects your income terribly. That's where your dollar less an hour on average comes from. Some of you make way less more an hour because you won't show the fuck up to work as much. Well, that's because men want to stay away from their families. No. Most of the time, it is something they need to do because money is always needed. A lot of times, depending on how your wife is at home, that's what they kind of feel is a plus with that. Because, well, at least I don't have to hear her bitch until I get home. But most of them are so stressed out why they're there late because they know some way, somehow, she is going to turn this into a fight. And they do. Your niece had somebody that was very loyal, never cheated, always talked to her, would communicate and work on anything she ever wanted. But okay, sure. Jen had the same thing, even though she was very fucked up with the way she tried to get into this relationship. Bethany had the same thing. Boy, imagine that. Yvonne had the same thing. They all fucked it up on their own. I am not taking responsibility for that. The only thing I will take responsibility for is the fact that I said yes to them when I should have kicked them to the curb. That's the only thing I'm taking responsibility for because that is the truth. Like I said, Deanna, I don't give a shit what your take is on anything. Never asked you, never cared. Yep, you have the Constitution and God given right to speak your mind and how you feel. Doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean I have to listen to it. Doesn't mean I have to talk to you like you're some type of royal queen. You're not. Queen of alcoholics and drug addicts, maybe. That's about it. And yes, that's just me being a dick back to you. How's it feel? You don't know a damn thing about me. You do know that I kept your niece from getting her face smashed that night. You do know that I protected her from these fucking dudes that were just gonna do whatever the fuck they wanted, which who knows that what that was gonna be. She was also told no when she was trying to come on to me. And then the reason why she went after that girl when you were leaving is because that girl was talking to me, even though your niece and I were not anything. Nothing. Right. And who kept her from getting in that fight? That was me. It wasn't you. You started yelling at the girl with her, even though your niece was in the wrong. Imagine that. Well, that's the reality of it. You can accept that, like I said, or not. I don't care. Just like nobody wants to accept the reality of what Bethany did. Tiffany knew it was true. Hell yeah. Even after talking to Bethany multiple times, she almost beat up Bethany. And this with her own hard headed ass. I told her to leave Bethany alone. Tiffany thought it was fucked up that, you know, she wouldn't let me see Kyle. She was playing all these games, all this stuff. And Tiffany seen that I tried every chance I got. And I did anything and everything I could to help her with him as long as she wasn't playing these games. And there was times where she would tell me that it was her stepdad's or one of her stepbrothers and not my son. But she would never get a DNA test. I was still there for his birth. I had his footprints on my arm. I'm the one who cut his umbilical cord. I was the one there with him every day while he was in the incubator. Bethany was nowhere to be found. I'm the one who brought him his first Christmas. Yeah, see? But yeah, none of that means anything. Oh, I'm searching for a hero cookie. No, I'm telling you what the fuck I did. A hero cookie? That's not even being a hero. That's just being a dad. What the fuck? That was my first kid. And I'm doing everything right. Imagine that. When David was born, I did everything right to Tiff. Got her perfectly to the hospital, right on time. Made sure everybody did their job, even though they were trying to stall and leave her out in the waiting room. She was pampered and taken care of like she was on a silver platter. Yes, she was. Faith was there. Faith knows. Her and Donald live with us. Yeah, Faith was trying to do that night with her feminist stuff, and I laughed. She didn't know what was going on or how me and Tiff worked stuff. She was there at her house one night, and her and Tiff started. Well, Faith was the one that brought it up, and I was in the middle of doing other things in the house, and she brought up the dishes in the sink. He can get in there and do them dishes in the sink, and I looked at her and I said, "You can kiss my ass. You don't tell me what to do in my house." And she was like, "Well, she's pregnant. You can get up and do it." I said, "I've been doing everything. What makes you think that I was going to make her do anything like that?" I said, "Plus, it's a woman's job." And I only said that to piss Faith off because I knew she was going to get mad. Even Tiffany laughed at that. She knew what it meant. Bitch, shut the fuck up. She ain't being forced to do nothing. Where the fuck did that come from? We weren't even. I don't even know where Faith came. She just started talking like that. There's nothing like that going on in this house at all, ever. And you're not gonna come in here with your little feminist fucking bully ass fucking tomboy bullshit and try and start putting shit in people's heads that's not going on at all. Tiffany is very well taken care of. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, there's like maybe two two plates, two forks. Actually, I have to tell you the truth. I think it was Tiffany and Faith's dishes. Actually, I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. Yeah, we don't handle things like that, or at least we didn't. But Tiff would lie and take advantage of that too, so she wouldn't have to do much. Yeah, and I know all about that shit. I had older siblings that would do that shit. I know exactly what she was doing. She'd get mad when she got called out on it, and I'd turn it into a joke and get her, you know, to stop being such an ass about her being caught in a lie. What she do? She tried to teach David to lie. Why? Because she wanted to try and take over land that we had in Lakeside, where she could be a druggie and around all her friends, even though she knew the only reason why I got that place is because she fucked us up in fucking Cedar Hill by not doing what she was supposed to do. Tried to tell people that I abandoned her. I did all this other stuff. Really? You're getting a van for free. You're getting money for free. You're getting treated better than any woman you're talking to. Oh yeah, you're being abused and abandoned and all. Oh yeah, you're just being treated so badly. Yeah, I see the bruises and the black eyes and the scars and all the police and yeah, all the time. Uh huh. Fuck out of here, man. They know she knows you all are feminists. She's just playing to what you would get pissed off about. That's it. It's that simple. That girl was never abused, ever. Neither was Jen. Neither was Bethany. And Yvonne even told Tiffany to her face when she was trying to start shit behind my back when I was framing. That was just before I paid for the place in Cedar Hill. You think Tiffany paid for that? Out of what? She wasn't working. Yeah, the 12 years we were together, she worked what, four, maybe five places, and most of that was at the end of our relationship. So who did all the working for those fucking 8 to 9 years? Wasn't her. Hmm, I wonder. Who fucked with it every time? Your niece? Yeah, there's times, just like Jen, she would sabotage it because she didn't want it. Her excuse was she didn't want me going to work. She missed me. We've had these talks. You gotta stop doing that. And that was a lie. She just couldn't get any of her other boyfriends to answer her. Right. So she hounded me for kids and marriage because I was such not a gentleman. That's weird. Yeah, everybody knows what she did. A lot of them were there and heard everything she said right in front of me. Now, I don't know what she said behind my back. I can tell you some of the stuff I've heard, and some of the stuff I know she started stories behind my back. Seems to be what you women do when you are caught doing some bad shit. Funny how that happens. She knew as long as she was trying to hurt me and lie on me, I didn't care what she did. She knew if she hurt these kids, she was going to have a problem. Oh, yeah, she did. Problem is, the kids told on her. So, there you go.